Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Um, I guess I'll introduce myself because we have some people on, which is exciting tonight that they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm Lisa Fuller, and if you're on this Zoom, you are most likely on our team somewhere. Um, and I'm super excited to have you. I've been doing this for almost 5 years. My 5-year anniversary will be October 15th. And it's been a crazy, super blessing in a whole bunch of people's lives, including mine. And hopefully, if you're new, I have no doubt that it will be a blessing in your life as well. Um, I mean, whether it's the products that are changing your life or whether it's, well, all of us, the products are going to change our life. But when you start making that little bit of extra income, that's what is cool about this is you can share something you absolutely love that's working for you and put some extra cash in your pocket, and sky's really the limit. That's what I love about Lavelle is sky is the limit. Um, I want to, I was thinking about I just came back from a retreat, and while I was there, we were just kind of talking about summer months and you know how people tend to check out because it's summer for one reason or another, just because, we're not on our game as much. Kids are out of school and we do more things with our families in the summer, and sometimes business kind of falls by the wayside a little bit. And now we're my daughter just started school Wednesday, so I know that kids are starting school again. Summer's going to be wrapping up, and people are going to start really paying attention to their business again. Hopefully they're already plugging in, because what you guys do now, it affects what happens in your business 3 to 6 months from now. So the seeds that you plant now, the people you talk to now, your network that you're growing now, that usually starts to come to fruition a little bit 3 to 6 months later. Because we all know people people don't just join you in a day, right? We wish. I wish I could just put one post out and all my friends and family were like, "Oh, yeah, I want that." Or, "Let me join you." It takes a while for people to trust you. It takes a while for people to, you know, really go, "Okay, what is that?" And maybe she or he is serious about this, or maybe, I need to try that product. It takes like that little trust factor to build up. And honestly, sometimes it's our friends and family that come last. Um, and that's why it's so crucial that you're building your network through other avenues outside of your friends and family, because if you wait around for just your little network that you have, let me tell you what, you might be waiting a long time. I know my first year that I joined, my mom and my sister thought I was crazy. They were like, "Wasn't that one of those pyramid scams?" They were like, "We don't want what you're selling, okay, sister?" And my friends were negative, and I thought, "Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Maybe I should just quit right now, because if they don't want it, then how am I going to do this, right?" But then I made a decision that I loved what I was doing, and I loved the way the products were making me feel. And I wasn't going to give up just because, that's what everybody does. In life, as soon as you get rejection or, you know, feedback that's not positive, a lot of times we give up in life. And I was like, nope, I'm seeing what this product is doing for so many people. I'm, seeing what the compensation plan is doing for people, and I'm not going to give up on it. And I am so glad that I made that decision, because I can't believe that this waitress and bartender who never had done anything like this before. I worked in a restaurant since I was 16 years old, and I didn't find this industry till I was 36. And I'm so grateful that I stuck with it, because it's changed my entire life forever. And now all my friends and family that thought I was crazy, well, guess what? Those people a year or two into my business, once they started seeing me make money, and once they started seeing my business grow, and once they started seeing that I was serious, like this wasn't a flash in the pan, it wasn't, something I was gonna, it wasn't a hobby to me. It wasn't something I was gonna forget about next week. I was serious. All of a sudden they started asking questions and they started coming around. And now pretty much everyone I know that said no, and even the ones that unfriended me on Facebook or thought I was crazy, they have all come back and joined me in some fashion, whether that was customer or promoter. So the moral of the story is don't give up based off of how you start. Okay. We're all going to start a little bit different. And I think that's really important to point out. Some of you are going to come in, and some of you have come in and you took off fast. Like everybody you knew was super supportive and they joined you, and you didn't have my story. And then others of you, you came in thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to do all these crazy things, and nothing's really happened yet. Right. Everybody's story is a little bit different, but I don't know how everybody's story starts, right? But I do know how everybody's story ends, that ends up staying with us. And like I said, I've been doing this 5 years, and I don't know anybody that's stuck with me for 5 years in this that's not making money, whether that's just paying some bills, whether that's paying their car, or they earn the auto bonus, or they're going on free trips, or putting some extra cash in their pocket, or whether they're one of the millionaires on our team, um, under me, that joined, not even thinking that would ever happen, and now they've hit that status, or um, whether it's somebody that hit the top rank in the company, and they were like, I just wanted an extra $500 a month, and I'm making that in a day, some people. So just know that sky is the limit. And if you don't quit, you'll always finish at this at where you want to go. I mean, I truly believe that. Anybody that doesn't give up on their dreams and their goals, and pushes through, because the hardest part, you guys, can be the beginning sometimes. It really, really can. And then there's others of you on here that you started out with a bang. Like you came in, you ran up the ladder, and all of a sudden you kind of stalled out. And to be honest, I want to give everybody a little bit of a wake up call today, because any of you guys that know me know that I'm a straight shooter. I don't sugarcoat things. I'm never going to tell you this is easy or that it's going to happen overnight. It takes time. And I'm never going to tell you that it's always going to be smooth sailing. All businesses, are up and down, right? If you drew it on a graph, it would look like mountains, right? Peaks and valleys. That's what all business, no matter if you owned a tanning salon or a restaurant or this, all businesses have times where it's amazing and times where, man, it's bleak. And what happens is, I think for a lot of people, and maybe some of you guys will agree with me, but what happens with a lot of people is you guys come in guns blazing. Your network is super supportive. And because you have a super supportive network, you're not planting seeds and growing your network. You're kind of just counting on the network that you already have. And because of that, it's kind of like, why, I'll tell you, this may sound kind of crazy, but I love it when a new promoter comes in like me, because they learn right out of the gate what hard looks like. They learn right out of the gate that they've got to start growing their network outside of their network. Because here's the deal, your network, your current network, your friends, your family, your coworkers, they will always come on board. It may take a year or two, 6 months, a year to 2 years, but they will always come on board if you stick with it, and you start seeing some success. They're kind of waiting around to see what happens. But the thing is because you started that way, you start learning, how do I meet strangers? How do I meet people in Facebook groups and on Instagram and TikTok and all of these various ways to do it? And there's millions. I know for me personally, I got out there and did booths. I would go to conventions. I would set up tables anywhere anybody would let me set up a table. I would do expos and events. And I'm total strangers. That's how I built my business the first year, when my friends and family did not want anything to do with it. And I'm so grateful that happened to me in the beginning, because I learned immediately that growing your network is the key to this business. And so what happened to a lot of you that came in guns blazing is you kind of were taking advantage of that. And I get it. Why would you go looking outside of your network when your network was so receptive? However, you're always going to run out of your current network, right? We only have a finite amount of people, right? Like, we only have a certain amount of coworkers, certain amount of friends that we hang out with every day, a certain amount of people in our family, and eventually the ones that are going to join us will. And then who are we left with? And if you kind of came in and it was, smooth sailing, then the problem is that maybe you weren't growing your network, and now you've hit this wall where maybe you've got started going backwards, or you're like, where are all the people? No one's signing with me anymore. How many people feel like that in the comments, that maybe that could have possibly been what's going on in your personal business right now? Either you're newer, you're within your first year, and friends and family just aren't receptive, so you have to grow a network and that takes time. Or you came in guns blazing, things were going amazing, and now you've kind of stalled out a little bit, or maybe even gone backwards because you weren't growing your network. Well, that's why I bring up that right now, what you do today is what will come to fruitions in about six to 12 months, sometimes 3 if you're lucky, but usually within a year. And here's the deal is, we live in a microwave society, right? Everybody wants things to happen right now, right? Why do you think that the weight loss fad is the number one things that people look at, right? It's like the number one things that people buy. It's like a trillion bazillion dollar industry because everybody's buying that pill or this program, or because they're looking for instant results. And when they don't see what they're looking for rather quickly, they either quit and give up because they're not seeing those results, or they're on to the next thing, right? I know I've been there. I've got a medicine cabinet full of things and I'm like, okay, this doesn't work. Next, because I want to see something now. And we live in a society where people want results right now. And when we don't get results right now, what do? We give up. We're thinking, well, this must not work, so we better move on. And that's a normal reaction to have. But here's the thing, it's also why 99% of the world's population will never make over $200,000 a year, because people that make over $200,000 a year, they get that success takes time. They get you have to stick with something and do it over and over and keep trying in order to see that success. Where the 99% of the world thinks, never mind, next. And that's why they're never really truly successful at anything. And that's where you guys come in. That's where you have to be different. That's where you have to realize that you have got to get consistent, and you have to get consistent now, no matter what is happening, no matter if you're signing up people or not, if you're doing the right actions, which is adding to your network every day, posting about Lavelle, not spammy posts, but posts about you using the product, sharing other people's stories, going live on social media, adding to your network through social media groups, going and doing booths and expos, meeting new people while you're out and about. You have to understand that if you're just starting to do that now, you have to give yourself time, because you can't just meet somebody today in a Facebook group and then jump on them and say, hey, you want to know about my product? Because guess what? They're going to block you quicker than you've ever been blocked in your life, because nobody wants to be sold. Nobody wants to feel like every relationship that somebody is making with them online is an ulterior motive. That's why we teach you guys and train you guys to think about those 5 things that make you you outside of this business, outside of this industry. What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What are the things that you'd like to be interested in or learn about? What are things you've done in your past that have interested you? Maybe you have a certain kind of dog. And maybe I was just in Texas this past weekend, and they're all about Jeeps and this ducks. And I was like, what is this? Is this a thing? And like, it's a whole community of people. It's like ducks and Jeeps. I don't freaking know. Those of you on here that know, you're probably like, Lisa, how do you not know this? But they have a whole community. And the one lady that I was with, Pam, she's like, oh my gosh, I've joined these Jeep communities on Facebook, and I've met all these people because we have this common interest, and now they're joining me. They what? Not right away. she made friendships with these people. But now, once they actually friended each other outside of that Facebook group, they're seeing her posts and her stories about traveling and Lavelle and the products that she's using that are changing her life and the stories she's sharing. And guess what? They want to know more. They're like, okay, tell me what's that stuff you've been posting about? Because someone has a genuine connection or a friendship with you outside of Lavelle. So that key is that you have to have patience in this industry. And you also have to be strong and get through the ups and downs. Because if you aren't, you'll just be on to the next. And as soon as that gets hard, then you'll be on to the next again. And as soon as that gets hard, you'll be on to the next again. You have to have value and roots and know in all parts of your mind and everywhere in your head that you're planted and you're rooted. And like Chad says, you can't be cross recruited. Like this is where you're meant to be. Lavelle is your home. Lavelle is the product that makes you feel better than any other product you've taken. Lavelle is an awesome compensation plan. My dogs always want to bark when I get on. Stop it. Lavelle is an awesome compensation plan. Lavelle has the people, the leadership, the CEOs, and through those up and down, those hills and valleys, when things just aren't that good. I know Tuesday I got a lot of messages about people's paychecks. Well, guess what? That happens sometimes. You don't just freak out and go, okay, I'm quitting. Okay, so what do I need to do different? Okay, let's step up our game. A lot of people have been sleeping this summer, but you get through those times. You have to have those roots and know you're in the right place. And it's crazy because that's the one thing that I never ever doubt is that I'm in the right place. I may doubt the way I'm doing things. I may doubt my leadership sometimes. I may doubt my team sometimes. I may doubt the direction that I'm taking things in, but I've never ever doubted that I'm in the right place. And especially, when I think in the position I'm in, where I've been in this industry for 12 years, where I've made $1 million and over $1 million in 2 different companies. There's a lot of people out there that are in another network marketing company that they're sending me their comp plan. Oh, you should come to my company. They just do that. It's so tacky. And I hope none of you are doing that if you know somebody's in another company. And I look, why? Because I want to know, I want to be able to say, well, I looked at your comp plan and mine's still better. And to this day, I have not seen anything that compares to the product we have, a product that is honestly, nothing stands beside it. Nothing is better than it because there's nothing like it. The Thrive experience, that 3-step system, we're the only company that has it. The DFT, we are the only company that makes that has that formula. No one else can do it. You can't go get that at Walgreens or order it online from another company. You can only find it here. And that is the first thing you look for when you get into a network marketing company. And on top of that, there's no other company, no comp plan I've looked at in 12 years where you can join for free, where you can earn your products for free, where you can run your business for free, where you can earn $1,300 in your first 2 weeks. There's nothing. There's never been. And you know what? I'm not saying there never will be, because hopefully, I mean, for the sake of other network marketers, hopefully other companies will start looking at our comp plan and going, what is that company doing? Because it says something when a company that's only been around for 9 years has more people at the top rank in the comp plan than any other network marketing company in history. And there's companies that have been around 60, 70 years that still do not have this many people at the top of their compensation plan. We have the most. And this many millionaires that we have in Lavelle in only 9 years. We're beating out companies 20, 30, 40 years old that still do not have this many millionaires in their company. And we're just getting started. We're still considered a company under 10 years is still called a baby company. A company under 10 years is a company that is still just getting their roots in. We're still placing our roots in the ground, but yet we're approaching $3 billion or something ridiculous. And we are debt free. So You're coming into something that is proven, the roots are solid, but the foundation is there, but we're still building the house, y'all. Like most companies like this don't even hit their stride till about 15 to 20 years in. So you have to have that value and that knowledge that you know that you are where you are supposed to be. Now that you know that, now that you've made the decision, now it's not the second that you're in that valley, the second that you're not at the top of the mountain anymore, or the second it's not going your way, you can't just be on to the next, or you can't be looking at the next thing, because I promise you, if that's your pattern, it will continue to be your pattern. And I've had the honor and privilege of being with two different network marketing companies. I was with one other company before Lavelle. I was with that company for 6.5 years. Now will be with Lavelle with 5. And let me tell you what, when you've been with another network marketing company, you truly appreciate what Lavelle is and what it has to offer and where we are, um, and the things that you can accomplish. But what I can tell you guys is that in that company, in this company, all my friends that are in other network marketing companies that I've met over the last 12 years, every single one of them hit those valleys. Every single one. Every one. And then before you know it, you're a serial network marketer where you're on company number 12. And it's insanity because you're never placing your roots. You're never rooted. You're never so grounded that nothing can sway you. And now you just figure a way, a way out. What do I need to do differently? How can I turn this business around? Look in the mirror and getting real and honest and going, hey, what are things that I need to be doing differently so that we can start moving up the hill again? Okay. Because you're always, I've been doing this for 12 years again, and I've been in that valley lots of times. Thank God. Thank God, all the time I pray and thank the Lord that I did not give up every time I fell in those valleys. Every time I was at the bottom of the hills and I was like, crap, is this ever going to turn around? Oh my gosh, maybe this isn't for me. Oh my gosh, my friends and family don't want this. Oh my gosh, maybe, oh, the company's shipping is messed up this month. Maybe I should quit. I mean, there's a lot of things and a lot of excuses that people can use, but I'm so glad that I stuck with it because you guys, I wouldn't be here today. I'd still be waiting tables and bartending and working 70 hours a week and borrowing money from my mom. And was shit, because of COVID, I'd be living with my mother right now because I wouldn't have been able to work. It would have sent me so far back. I thank God every day that I didn't quit every time it got hard. So here we are. Here's the question, because a lot of you guys in the beginning of this Zoom, you admitted you're on one of two spectrums. You're either in your first year of this and friends and family just haven't been receptive, and you're kind of feeling a little low. Like, when am I going to sign my first customer, first promoter, or when am I going to get to 4K? Or you're on the other end of the spectrum where you came in guns blazing. It was going fast. And now you've hit this low part where it just doesn't seem like you're signing anyone. And I brought up to you, maybe it's because that whole time you were taking advantage of the fact that you had such a gracious, amazing, warm market, a network that was so amazing and signing up with you that you weren't planting those seeds and doing the things you need to do every day. This is network marketing, guys. It's not net wishing. It's not net hoping. It's not net sitting. It's not net praying. I've tried all those things. They do not work. The only thing that works is networking. And do you know what the word network means? Go look it up. Network means constantly meeting new people and talking to new people. Your network, everybody's network on here, every single person on here, your network will absolutely 100%. You will exhaust it at some point if you're not constantly growing it. You shouldn't be in network marketing if you're not planning to continue to grow your network. So here we are. It's the 11th hour, right? We're pushing through summer. A lot of people have checked out, as they always do over the last 12 years. I've watched the same patterns because people are predictable. And November, December, they check out, and the summer they check out, right? And not everybody. I've never checked out. In 12 years, I've never once checked out. I may have not have been all in all the time, but I've never completely checked out. And that's why I'm here where I am, right? And I can also look in the mirror and say, okay, these are the reasons I'm not growing right now. These are the reasons that I'm not where I want to be. Like, I couldn't even be mad at my paycheck on Tuesday. I had you know how many people message me on Tuesday that I haven't heard from for 3 months during the summer? None of them. And I heard from them on Tuesday when they didn't have the paycheck that they liked the most. They weren't considering it was a non-auto ship week. They weren't considering that it's summer. They weren't considering any of that. But you know what they were? They were in my inbox when I haven't seen them on a Zoom. Not once. I haven't seen them plugging in. I've seen them just complacent, happy where they're at, collecting a paycheck. And as soon as one was bad, they're in my inbox. What's going on? Is something wrong? What's happening? What's happening, girlfriend, is you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself where you've been for 3 months. I mean, let's just be real. Can you imagine if I owned a restaurant? And because summer months are slow, and by the way, they are. When we worked in the restaurant, I worked at a restaurant that every summer the owners would sit down and go, oh my God, we might have to close this year. And then something miraculous would happen and they'd pick back up in the winter because why? Everybody was grilling out. They were at pools, weddings, here, there, everywhere, graduations. Nobody was coming to the restaurant, dead. And I knew that, and I knew the habit because I had waited tables since I was 16 years old. So you know what I did? I would make sure that I was smart with my money September through April because I knew those months I needed to save and make up for the months that were slow, just like you do in network marketing, right? Just like you do in any business that's owned. And here's the deal. We've got to look in the mirror, right? So here we are. Again, it's the 11th hour. What we do now is what is going to matter for January, February, March, and April, our biggest months in this business, the months where people double, triple their rank and their income and their check, all of it doubles and triples. If you are doing the work now, January, February, March, April, our biggest months in this industry every single year. If you're planting seeds now, meeting new people, you've got to make up for what you haven't done this summer. You've got to make up for what you slacked on. You've got to start showing up. Let's just be honest. Like, you don't have a right to be in any leader's inbox asking what happened to your paycheck when they haven't heard from you in 3 months. Like, let's just get real. Like, it, the only way for really things to change in your business is to look in the mirror, first take ownership. This is something I learned a long time ago, that until I can take ownership of what I'm doing, not blaming it on my upline, my downline, the product, shipping, the CEO, whatever you guys want to blame it on, which is ridiculous because all of those things are functioning just fine. We have to look in the mirror, and we all know that people follow the leader. So if you have people on your team and you haven't been showing up, why do you expect them to? And if you haven't been showing up, why do you think that they're going to keep going and be excited and want to do this when that you're kind of like lost in the mix, that you don't know where anybody is and they don't know where you are? So here's the good news. So let's get to the good news. Okay. You can change anytime you want because this is your business. You can decide anytime, any second to turn it all around. You can change what you're doing. You can decide to jump back in. And listen, life happens sometimes. You know what? We were in a world pandemic. There were people getting sick. Maybe you couldn't work this business. Maybe you had to pick up extra hours because you were laid off when during COVID. There's a lot of things, right? Life happens sometimes. Divorces, sicknesses, deaths, all of it. And sometimes we have to step back from our business. And that is the beauty of this industry, is that we have a place that is always going to take us back because we control what we do with it, right? We're not ever going to lose Lavelle. Nobody can fire us from it. And if you had checked out for one reason or another, whether it's just pure laziness, whether it was you got distracted because your kids with summer, or whether it was something way more serious, guess what? You can make the decision to jump back in today. Start planting those seeds, get consistent so that when our biggest months of the year come, you can double and triple your income. You can double and triple your rank. It's just a decision. And we are in the 11th hour. You know, you can't start thinking about this in November, right? And you'd be surprised just how quickly you can turn things around. Just how quickly. I've watched somebody literally doing nothing, nothing's happening, and within 2 weeks of jumping back in and getting serious, doubling and tripling their pay. It's just up to you. It's a decision, right? You're in the right place with the right product, with the right team. Now you just need to get your head in the right place, because that's the only thing that ain't right now is your head. For most of you. Now, those of you that have never checked out and you've showed up and you've been on these Zooms all summer long, I want to commend you so much, because, or you've caught a replay or whatever, because I know a lot of you catch the replay. Holla to the replay people. I just want to commend you, because it ain't easy. It's super easy when when other people tend to check out, we tend to follow suit, because it's just easy, right? So it is not easy to stay in the game. It's kind of hard, right? It's kind of hard to keep ourselves motivated sometimes when it seems like the people around us aren't motivated. So kudos to you, because I will just bet that those of you that attend these Zooms, if I had to take a poll, I will bet that those of you that attend the Zooms over the summer, those of you that have stayed plugged in, those of you that have kept consistency in working your business, I will bet that you've either stayed the same or grown a little bit, or if you've lost a little, it hasn't been as much as everyone else that checked out. Like I bet you're still in the game, right? Because that's what it takes. It takes staying in the game, and I hope you guys realize how important that is. So, um, I want to talk a little bit about COVID that prevented us from not doing things. I mean, all states are different. Everybody's having different things in their area. I know in Arizona we're completely opened up. Like, I mean, my daughter doesn't even have to wear a mask to school. More people are getting the vaccine, and as we start to open, I want you guys to really think about what you can do to grow your business, all the various ways. Don't forget about setting up a table somewhere, doing expos and events. All that stuff's going to come back. Look it up, get it on your calendar, do stuff with your team. You can do Thrive After Fives in your living room, where you invite 2 or 3 friends over and a couple Thrivers, and y'all share your story and give out samples. You know, you can turn it into a party if you want, or invite people over for tacos on Tuesday at your house, and oops, look what's on the table. I have a sample for you to take home. That's how it starts, getting this product in people's hands. Setting a sample goal every week. You know, I want to get out 5 mini experiences. I want to send out 5 samples through the cloud office to 5 people, or drive them over to somebody's house. That's my goal every week, because if you start setting those small goals, you're going to start growing. That's how it starts. You got to start somewhere. If you've been out of the game for a while, I know it feels hard to jump back in sometimes. And that's a question I get probably more than anything, is how do I get started again, Lisa? Where do I begin? I don't know what to do. You start, are you thriving free? Let's find you 2 customers. That's the most important thing, is let's get everybody thriving free. 2 customers. Now you're thriving free. You're running your business for free. Life is great. Then it's, okay, do we have anybody working under us? Okay, well, we got to get samples out. Get samples in people's hands, setting those small goals every night before you go to bed. A 6 list, a list of 6 things you plan to do tomorrow for your business that are going to produce income either now or in the future. So watching TV should not be on that list. Reading a book shouldn't be on that list. It should be income producing things, like friending 10 friends today, adding this many on Instagram, following up with 8 people. And when I say follow up, I don't mean, hey, have you heard of Thrive? Oh, hey, have you heard of that Crazy Pats thing? I don't mean that. What I mean is, hi, how are you? How have you been doing? You know what? I haven't seen any of your posts during the summer. You guys doing okay? I saw you and your family had COVID a couple months ago. You guys feeling better? I haven't seen you since high school. You just popped in my head. How are you? Following up with people that do not thrive, that aren't thrivers yet, and just connecting again, and making those new connections through Facebook groups, through Instagram hashtags, through TikTok. I mean, we've got people on our team right now that are growing their volume ridiculously through TikTok videos that last 3 seconds. Now, I don't do that, but I do a ton of other things, and I hope I learn that one day. But I'm just starting to get Instagram, right? But I've got my Facebook down, and I know how to get into groups about things that I'm interested in. I know how to get people added. I know how to make those friendships, and sooner or later they are going to ask, what is that? What are you doing? How come you get to go on 3 trips a year? How come you just made a post and you said there's, 800 people on your team that earn an auto bonus? every month. What's that? Like, they're going to see because I'm going to stay consistent in my stories on my timeline with posts about me waking up in the morning with a picture with my patch on saying thank God for these 3 simple steps because they keep me going every day. Somebody's going to see that and go, I need to keep going every day. I need that energy. And no one is going to be there to say that if you're not growing your network, because the same people that have been seeing your posts for the last year, 6 months, 2 years, if you have added no one new, it's the same people seeing it. And guess what? If they were going to join you, they probably would have already. So you got to grow your network. Okay. And there's some people you have to accept that are never going to join you, no matter how many times you post. One of my pet peeves is when somebody's in my inbox going, I'm working on somebody. I've been working on them for like 3 months. You shouldn't have to work on anyone. They either want this or they don't. The only thing you should be working on is meeting brand new people today, adding new people, adding new friends. That's the only thing you should be working on. If you have to work on someone to try to get them to thrive, then they're not ready, right? You will see how effortless it is once you've really created that bond and that relationship with people, how effortless it is to introduce this to somebody in your life that you care about when you build that relationship, and how effortless it is for them to be in your inbox saying, what is that? Because you've recommended cream for them before for their acne for their son, or a pair of tennis shoes that were the best tennis shoes when you run, and you recommended it to a friend. They're so used to you recommending things that you and sharing things about your life that you make no money off of them, that they're not going to know the difference when you start sharing Thrive, right? They're not going to be shocked when you're in their inbox saying, hey, there's this stuff I've been using for sleep. It's amazing. It's called Rest or Chill. If y'all haven't used Chill yet, you're missing out on one of the best products in Lavelle. Um, they're going to go, well, how do I get that? I mean, half the time when I'm messaging people that I want to share this product with, they don't even think I sell it. They're like, oh, how do I get it? What store? Like, they're not even correlating that I'm trying to sell them something, in which I'm not. I'm just sharing something that I'm super passionate about. And guess what? I just happen to make some money off of it too. And that's how this world works. We've got to get our minds in a different area, our minds in a different place, and start today, because so many of you have convinced yourself that you can't get back. I don't know if you guys were on the Zoom I did on Tuesday. I interviewed gosh, I can't think of her name right now. I think her name is Samantha Lynn, maybe. Okay. Uh, Anyways, listen to Tuesday's Zoom. Um, her story, you guys, oh my gosh. She came into the company, she went fast. She ended up going to 40K super quickly. Then she fell back down to 12K, and then she couldn't even maintain 12K. And she literally just stopped working it for a while, thought it was over. And then one day she woke up and said, I need this. This has to work for me and my family. I need the money. I know I can do it. I did it before. If I can do it before, I can do it again. And she started the process. And now she's on her way to 200K. She's already had 80K, and she's almost to, she's teetering. She's almost to 200K. And she grew all summer long because she made a choice. I think that Zoom, Tuesday Zoom, if you guys aren't tuning into it at noon Eastern, Change Your Life Zoom. Like, every week there's going to be something on that Zoom where an 80 or a 200K shares with you a tip that could change your business forever. But you're not going to know because you weren't plugging in, or you're not plugging your people in. I said this the other day, and I was thinking about, what did I do in the beginning when I joined and I wanted to change my family's life? What did I do? And I remember I felt responsible for everyone. My motto was, I am not counting on anyone to get me to the top, only me. Right? You can't count on your upline, your downline, the person that just joined you yesterday. No, they could quit on you next week. Only you are in control of your destiny. And I remember thinking, I'm not going to leave my fate in other people's hands. So every single time there's a Zoom, you know what I do? I message people 10 minutes before, all my personally enrolled. Hey, in 10 minutes, there's a Zoom. I hope you can get on it. It's going to be epic. Every Zoom that happens. Sunday nights with Stacy. Tuesday days, leadership soon. Wednesday nights with Chas. Thursday nights this Zoom. And then of course you guys all have leaders that have Zooms too. I'm not saying to be on every single one of these Zooms. That's ridiculous. I'm saying pick a couple that are your go-to and make sure that you write that down, put it on your calendar, set alarm, and you get on those every week. Put some earbuds in, or while you're cooking dinner, or while you're, if you put the kids to bed, and listen to a replay of one, because that is what's going to keep you excited and plugged in. You have to show up. You can't expect other people to. But what I'm not going to do is just assume that the people I sign up saw it posted in the team page, or they just set an alarm in their phone. No, no, no. I'm not leaving my fate in their hands. I'm not leaving my paycheck in their hands. I'm not leaving the growth of my business in their hands. It's in my hands. So I'm going to message each one of them. That's how much I care about my business. And I don't care if it takes me, whatever I've got to do separately. And I'm going to send them the link 10 minutes before and make sure they're on. Are you guys doing that? Because here's the thing. We don't get there by ourselves. We get there together. So if you're only worried about you every week, that's a problem. If you're only worried about, but I'm on the Zooms, well, good for you. Guess what? You can't grow to 200K by yourself. So it's your responsibility until people start taking it as serious as you to make sure they're plugging in. And you know what? If they choose not to after you've done what you can do, that's okay. But you need to lay your head on the pillow at night knowing that you did what you need to do to grow your business. And guess what? Somebody that isn't getting it yet, they're not going to be as serious. Somebody that's not making money yet, they're not going to be as serious. Somebody that just isn't understanding what this can do for their life yet, they're not going to be as serious. But you are, obviously, you're on this Zoom. And until they are that serious, you are responsible for them. I always say you're kind of like a manager and a boss until people get it. I get it. We all own our own business, but I'm going to make sure that I'm directing people and helping them, because most people have had a boss their whole life. And now this is new. They own their own business. They're waiting for direction. And until they're as serious as you, they're probably going to need that direction. But if all you're doing is worrying about yourself, that's not good. Like, it's your responsibility. If someone chose you, out of all the level promoters in the world, they said, I want to sign with you. It's your responsibility to make sure that they have the information they need to plug in. Now, whether they choose to plug in or not, that's their deal. But you need to know you've done what you can do on your end to make sure that they have the information to do so, and that you're excited for them and that you're checking in with them. I check in with people that aren't even plugged in. Once a month, I check into those people that check out. Hey girl, just want you to let you know I'm still here. How's the family? And I'm always here if you want to get started. And once a week, I check in with my leaders that are big leaders. How you doing? What do you need? And then my new people, every dang day. What do you need? How are you? Any three-way messages? Can I help you get some samples out? What do you need help with? And if they say, hey, just let me know if I'm bugging you, or do you want me to just contact you twice a week? I'll set, boundaries with people, or you're going to know who wants this, who wants to go 4K now, and who's just like, yeah, I just want some free product and maybe a little extra income. I'll let you know when I need something. That's okay too. But it's your job, right? They could have signed with 20,000 other people and they chose you. Oh my gosh, I've been jabbing for so long. You guys are probably so tired of hearing my voice, but I want everybody to wake up. Okay, so Chas and I are going to be traveling the dang country over the next 9 months to get everywhere we possibly can. But to let you guys know, we are going to be in Toledo, Ohio, Sylvania, Toledo, Ohio, doing a Friday night local and a Saturday training. Gosh, are you on here? Chas, I forget the date. September.
Yes, I'm on. Let me grab it.
Okay.
Hold on just a second.
Let's talk about our. Let's talk.
Well, I'm taking my rest and my chill. So.
Oh shit! You might be
my dynamic duo. Hold on. Can you hear me, Lise?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So our August is September. So September we will be in Ohio.
Yep, Toledo, hour from
Yeah.
Detroit, couple hours from Indiana, Like y'all, anybody with
Minnesota.
4 to
We're gonna
5
be
hours.
We're gonna be Minnesota, Wyoming, Wisconsin-ish, the week of October 8th. Then we're going to be looking at Syracuse. I think we already have that on the
In
planner.
November.
Yep, in November. We've got Nashville. We're looking at North Carolina. We're
Phoenix,
looking. Yeah, well, we're looking at
Texas.
we're doing the colder, just because this chick doesn't know how to navigate any
Me
of
neither.
the coldness. So we're trying to get the northern states. So if you have big teams, and we've already mapped it all out, but
Oh,
please
the
let us know.
Carolinas.
Yes, yeah.
So that might not be till January. We're gonna see. But so January, February, March, we're gonna stay in like, Atlanta, Carolina, Florida, any place warm. And then when we go into spring, we'll start doing the
Yes.
the places that are like
Someone's
Pittsburgh.
asking about Syracuse. Yes, Syracuse. Yes, we have looked at Seattle. The thing that we questioned about Seattle the other day was, does it really get cold there, or is it a different kind of cold? So someone can kind of tell us that.
Yeah,
So
we need to go up to Washington, Seattle area, Kansas.
yes,
That's
but
another one.
yeah.
We got a lot over the next, like, literally, you guys. So September, October, November, and then January, February, March, April. I mean, we're going to be somewhere within 4 to 5 hours of you. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to get there. Like, if you see we're coming 4 to 5 hours of you, you need to pile some people in a car, and it will be a full day training. We'll probably have lunch. Friday night will be a local. So if you have guests you want to bring and you're actually close to that area, you can do that. Saturday will be a full day training. Yeah, I mean, you're.
Hey, and Lisa, maybe we can put out some credits to the team for someone that comes up with a cool tour name.
Yeah, me and Chess are looking for a tour name for our tour. If you have any ideas, hey, I'll put a post out. You put a post out, Chess, and then we'll like vote or something.
Okay.
Okay, it's it's almost been an hour. I've talked for long enough, people. I have to pack because I'm going to a retreat in Wyoming this weekend. So I'll see some of you guys this weekend, but you guys, thank you guys for getting on. I'm super excited to see where the next few months take us. These trainings I think are going to be amazing, and I mean, I think it's just time for you all to wake up and get to running your business, because like I said, those seeds that you guys are planting for the next 3 months are going to be what grows your business in our busiest season, and you need to be prepared for that. Don't look at the number in the cloud office. Don't worry about your PPA. I mean, of course, I'd love everybody to have one, but sometimes that doesn't happen. What matters is you're doing the right actions. So every day, I want you guys to ask yourself, have I done the right actions to grow my business today? No matter if the numbers are changing or not, have I personally done the right actions to grow my business? And have I done what I'm supposed to do as a leader for the people that I've signed underneath me, that trusted in me to sign with me? And if you've done those things, then you are moving in the right direction, and take it day by day, because that's where you guys are going to see that growth. Mark, thank you for recording. All of you guys that got on today, thank you for showing up, and we'll see you guys next Thursday, same time, same place, same link. Make sure you guys get this link out to your team next week. Set an alarm in your phone and show up, because that's the ticket, guys. Showing up, that's the way to stay motivated. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks, Jess. Bye, guys.